To Julie and Simon, relax is a naughty word. They both have demanding careers, crazy schedules, and are busy creating their own army of children.
No reason not to go for one more.
But will baby number 5 thwart the whole mission?
Yeah, I'm feeling a little bit rough, but what do you do?
Julie and Simon are totally type A. He's a busy bean counter, and she runs a successful home business. Mr. and Mrs. Functional have 4 young children, and they run their house like a tight ship. But will baby number 5 cause it to sink? And watching their ups and downs over the next 6 weeks are the birthdays experts, Josie Vogels, our relationship guru, real-life supermom and author Kathy Buckworth, and the man who's always psyched and ready to go, Dr. Irvin Wolkoff.
Boy, it's a busy household.
A lot of times I get up at 6 o'clock and I'm out the door
And he's
before
gone
anyone's
before
awake.
Yeah.
I work for an accounting firm as a senior manager.
He's a cash cow, really.
That's it, really. Yeah.
But this is one expensive baby farm to run, so Julie works too.
I am a mompreneur, as they call us. I started a business so that I could stay home and run my business. It's called Mabel's Labels. We make labels for the stuff kids lose.
But working from home doesn't mean you can slack off or have time to spend with your kids.
People email me, I want to get back to them quickly, so I'm actually ducking into the office all the time.
And the kids wish you would just log off once in a while.
I had Spencer come up to me when I was on the computer and said, "Mommy, it gives me a tummy ache when you're on your computer."
With challenges like these, they must have been stunned when Julie learned that number 5 was on the way.
No, it was planned. I actually went to the obstetrician beforehand and said, you know, "You were in there last time, how's the old uterus holding up?" And she said, "No reason not to go for one more, so go for it."
That's one busy uterus. Any special preparations for this one?
With the 4th kid, we needed a new house. With the 5th kid, we need a new vehicle.
As a mother of 4, and I also work at home, I have to say that I'm not surprised that they're pretty casual about having the 5th child. The first one is the one that makes the big difference in a house. You don't know what to expect. You know, it just blows up your life completely. By the time you're having the 4th, in my case, or the 5th in hers, you know what to expect and you roll with it.
It kind of saddens me to hear her kids say, "Mommy, I have a tummy ache," when you go and email.
My kids say that to me sometimes too, and I say, you know what, because I'm doing this, I can be at home with you guys, and I can take you to your hockey and your skating and your whatever.
The fact that Julie and Simon are mature, intelligent people who work hard is very encouraging. But I don't see the passion for this new baby. It's almost like a technical accomplishment.
And there's another issue Julie and Simon have to deal with. Their 6-year-old son, Mac, is autistic.
From the time that we got the diagnosis, and every decision has been made based around his development.
We're some of the luckiest parents around because we got onto it early and Mac is very mild.
Still, there's a 6 to 10% chance that the new baby will be autistic too.
The kid will be under a microscope. We will have that kid under a microscope.
Yeah.
The Julie Simon Army relies on a strict regimen of schedules and lots of help from family and friends.
Okay, so we've got this crazy schedule for the week that I'm in the hospital.
Corporals Christina and Carol Ann, Julie's cousins, are on duty during the day.
This is their clothes for the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
And Julie's mom is the sergeant major.
You bring the girls here at 4:30 and take Mac and Posey to speech. And then if you could just pick up Mac at 6 o'clock.
Okay.
And remind Simon to feed him.
I can feed him.
Okay, just sometimes he forgets.
So with the logistics carefully programmed, now might be a good opportunity for Wundermom to perhaps relax or spend some time with her brood or, you know, go to tap class.
This will probably be my last little outing for a little while. I don't think tap will be back on the cards until the new year.
Not a bad idea since a birthing's in order. But of course, like everything else in their lives, it will be by appointment.
And this is my 5th C-section, and we're probably pushing the envelope a bit as it is. I mean, each time the recovery does seem a little worse, and I don't know whether it's because you've had surgery in the same spot yet again, or if it's because you come home, there's just more people every time.
The surgeons cut along the dotted line, and right on schedule at 6:45 a.m. the next day, baby number 5 arrives.
Yay, it's a boy! It's a boy called Clancy Jack.
Julie spends a few days at her mom's to recuperate.
This has been the best recovery ever. Number 5, you must get used to it.
And then finally, Clancy and Mom are welcomed home. And Simon is so relieved.
I have a better appreciation for what Julie goes through now.
And it's probably better for the stinky kids as well.
Got to yesterday and I thought, oh, I haven't given anyone a bath.
Hopefully he remembered to feed them. If not, there's cake.
All right, here we go.
A celebration to welcome Clancy home, and then the kids are off to bed.
Thank you. Good night.
Now Julie can relax. Or not.
How many emails did you say again?
250.
I just don't know that having, every moment of your day and every child's day scheduled
I agree.
is good for a kid's development.
What is she trying to prove?
Yeah.
There's no limit to what Julie will undertake professionally with the kids. This segment intensified my concern that okay, they're nice people and everything. These kids are BMW station wagons. It's not enough to have a kid and let the kid live. They have to be perfectible. I'm afraid that the baby is just another status symbol. So it's.
I don't know about the whole status thing.
I don't agree with that.
To me, there's an eerie calmness about it, and I just think she's an overachiever.
Busy isn't necessarily a bad word.
I haven't seen the cracks yet.
No.
I'm waiting to see the cracks, and I'm expecting cracks, but maybe it's working for them.
What drives Julie? What inside feels out of control that she has to generate feelings of control by activity? And it's not working because she doesn't get to sit down and say, well, that was good. Just keep going and going and going.
But I have not seen interaction between them, and the kids are seeing that too. They're seeing that same kind of non-existent relationship.
And bearing in mind, we're entering into their lives when they're having their 5th child, for goodness sake.
It's 7 a.m. and Simon escapes to work, leaving Julie to run the show alone.
I do feel guilty sometimes, leaving at this time of day.
Oh, yes. He sounds devastated.
I guess I'm a little surprised at how busy it is. Things are pretty hectic most of the time.
Julie can handle hectic, but she's got another problem. Well, 2 of them, actually.
The breastfeeding is not going so hot. It's pretty reminiscent of all the other experiences I've had. He's not putting on a lot of weight. I have never had much luck. My son, I breastfed him for months, and when he was about 3 months old, he was still 9 pounds. The doctor basically said, she said, I look exhausted, I'm never gonna have enough milk if I'm tired and not eating enough and not lounging enough, but I can't really lounge much. You guys gonna let mommy have a little lounge? Hey? What if I just lie on the couch and have a few bonbons? Yeah, I don't think so. Come on over here.
But Julie isn't ready to give up just yet.
Apparently there's this drug that you can go on that boosts your milk supply.
Super drugs for a super mom.
How are you, darling?
But here's a thought. How about eating a sandwich once in a while?
I honestly, I don't do a lot of eating. Yeah, I find that it's one of those things that I don't have time for. That's one of the things I really do lack in my eating and my sleeping. I kind of would guess lack in the basics of survival.
Yeah.
Because her oldest son, Mac, is autistic, the low birth weight of baby Clancy weighs heavily on Julie.
Even though I know that my lack of breast milk wouldn't have caused autism, there is this one level where you just keep questioning why, and that is one of the things that does pop up.
But now it's time to see if Clancy's been eating enough.
Let's see how we are today. 7 even. Okay, very good, you're 7 pounds.
He was extremely jaundiced, so that is clearing, so that's good.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, the news isn't all good.
Right now, you do need to keep topping him up
Yeah.
because he's still not
Yeah.
on track yet.
So Julie asks about Mother's Little Helper.
And maybe I'll try this.
Try the Domperidone.
Yeah.
See how you
And is it a script or how does it work?
No, it's just over the counter.
It is, eh? So I can go downstairs and just get it.
There's something so eerily calm about her when she's talking about these things, and then suddenly realizing that she doesn't really eat or sleep.
And that's obviously affecting the breastfeeding. I have to assume that that's affecting like the milk that's not coming because she's not eating and everything. And
You
her
betcha.
solution to that is to take a pill.
I'm not aware of any documented link between infant nutrition and autism. Beyond her own tendency to take responsibility for things, I think Julie can relax.
She doesn't seem unhappy with her lot in life. She doesn't seem like she thinks it's too much. That being said, she's giving up basic necessities like eating and sleeping.
Her difficulty lactating is certainly consistent with the amount of general stress she's under, the fact that she's not properly nourished, and the fact that she's not properly rested.
Yeah, we've got a busy month. We're busy anyways. All our days are very busy. I'm really finding I can only think about one day at a time. But we do have the Australia trip to prepare for.
Who? What? Did she just say?
But we do have the Australia trip to prepare for.
Yep, guess so.
Once you have your bag, go wait on the porch. We'll come back.
Simon and Julie have vowed to visit his family in Australia as often as possible.
Maybe we've taken that to a bit of an extreme by not letting the birth of a baby get in the way of that.
You think? But for Julie and Simon, taking a 6-week-old baby and 4 kids under the age of 6 on a 20-hour plane trip to the opposite end of the planet is a walk in the park. And besides, it's on the schedule.
Oh, it'd be hard to ride your bike in that beautiful road.
First stop, like every Halloween, Julie's parents, who conveniently enough live a few blocks away.
Would you rather?
But unfortunately, Simon can't quite escape work, so he misses the fun. But reliable Julie is there with everything under control, so there will be pictures.
Hey, Daddy, are you cool with the eggs if I go upstairs and get some of this packing done?
Yes, I am. Are you gonna pack for me?
Cause like packing for 6 other people isn't enough for me to do.
It's Saturday morning, and the impending Aussie trip is causing everyone and everything to crack under the pressure.
Let her do this.
She'll break the egg,
She won't.
and then I'll have to
She
clean
won't.
it up.
There you go. Go put that back in the, you want to put it in the fridge? Is that what you want to do?
No, she wants to hold the egg.
Okay.
Okay, so everyone has a job. Mom's upstairs packing. Simon and Spencer are cooking. Mac and Posey are eating. And Clancy is... Clancy? Oh, he's guarding the door.
So things are going to be a bit hectic getting everybody packed. And I'm just hoping everybody stays healthy. That's my thing.
Stop already. I can't watch her anymore. I know it's an amazing performance, but I'm gonna throw up.
And it's like she wants it to break. Like she wants to pile it on until it pops. She's seeing how far she can take it. I do not get the Australia trip.
Simon knows, but he's afraid. He's, well, maybe you shouldn't have had the trip off for a 5th baby. Yeah, buddy, you're right, but you're not gonna open a mouth to that wife, are you? You'll just go right
Well,
along
and also,
with...
are you going to pack for me too?
I know, she's got 6 kids now, right?
The big deal here is that Julie is clearly trying to keep control of as many things as possible and trying to prove that she is valuable. She has to do everything correctly. She has to do everything herself. And if you went up to her and said, hey, relax, you're worth enough as you are, I don't think she'd get it. This is what we in the business call compulsive behavior. This is driven. And you know, what's missing is tenderness, closeness, juice.
I'm still not seeing a relationship between him and her. I'm seeing a little bit of simmering bickering because no one loses it. It's like there's this weird kind of tension between them, but everyone's calm.
It's only 1 week until the big trip, and Julie's got a lot on her mind, including 2 major disappointments.
So I gave the whole Domperidone breastfeeding drug a go. It doesn't seem to be doing for me what it's meant to do, or what it seems to do for most people. Most people, they take their drugs and then, you know, the supply floweth over. I'll just have to say goodbye to breastfeeding.
But even though Julie and Simon are stretched to the limit, they're not ready to say goodbye to all the activities.
Julie and I are both pretty tired at the moment because the kids have still been sick getting up in the night.
I've had somebody with strep throat. I've had somebody with pneumonia. I've had somebody with an ear infection. I've had somebody with, you know, a vomity tummy bug.
But Simon sees a faint golden light at the end of a long, long tunnel.
The next time I'm going to be able to rest and relax is when we get to the farm. And I'm going to sit down and put my feet up on a chair, and I'm going to have a nice ice-cold beer. And that's when all of this stress that I'm feeling at the moment, it'll have all been worth it, because it'll all just roll off. It'll melt away in the space of that first sip.
Hope Simon doesn't mind sharing that beer with Julie.
Maggie, stand right here. Stand there. There are times where I feel like we're spinning out of control, but I take my day in sort of just chunks, very short chunks, 10-minute chunks.
Maggie,
go into your room now. One. No. Keep going, stay positive.
Like Simon, Julie's just barely holding on till they get to Australia.
I'll get a great rest while we're there.
Sure you will.
Why?
It was very telling the way they both talked about Australia as this magic land where you put your feet up and have a beer and all the stress just like disappears.
Simon's got a couple things going on. He lives by escape, doesn't he? He escapes to work. He escapes, all of it. He's trying to escape now to Australia. The second thing that's going on there, in his escape to Australia, he's going home to mommy. And that's what he really wants, because he treats his wife like his mom and she acts like his mom. So he's going home to the real mom,
Well,
where
there's
mom
not
will
5
solve
kids.
everything
Yeah,
for
mom
him.
will solve
And he
everything.
doesn't have to do anything, as less than he's doing now.
Neither of them really would care to say that their life at home is a nightmare, that they're overstressed, that they're undernourished emotionally. So one silly little compromise is to pretend that all they have to do is cross the equator, and because they're in Australia, everything will be fine.
One thing that is not, I have not seen in their life is any fun.
I think there's a basic issue with that. Her life is one that needs to be gotten through, not one that's being enjoyed.
It's countdown time until they all take off to Australia. But the kids are still sick, and even little Miss Sunshine has doubts.
I just need them all to be healthy for this flight.
And what better way to get everyone germ-free and ready to go
Are we ready? Are we in party mode?
than take them to a birthday party with 40 other carriers, kids.
Good. Welcome to my nightmare.
Julie's got everything under control and the party's swinging, but Simon is MIA. And when he finally does turn up, the party is wrapped up.
I hit traffic, so I ended up getting there just in time to say goodbye. At least I got there, and I could pretend that I was there for a lot longer than I really was.
Whatever you say, sneaky dad. It's now only 3 days before liftoff, and the youngest crew member is sick.
The last 2 nights, Clancy's had a bad cold, which is no great surprise because kids have had strep throat and ear infections and that sort of thing around here. So he's doing okay, but he can only sleep in a certain position, that being upright on me. So he can sleep that way, but I can't sleep that well. I'm just finding that I'm lying there not being able to sleep because I'm listening to him because he's so snuffly.
And Julie, the overachieving machine, is starting to rust.
I'm feeling a little bit rough at the moment. I've just got this bit of a cold.
A phone call from Julie gives Simon a tummy ache.
She's got a sore throat, I think, and the kids are not feeling very well either, I don't think. Jessamy and I know Clancy's got a cold still. He's coughing and got a runny nose, so I don't know. With the trip, I mean, I'll have to wait and see.
So the Australia trip is in serious jeopardy and may have to be canceled.
Hello?
But surely they have cancellation insurance.
Is it just your throat, or are you?
Yeah, I'm just a cold now.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Better now than Friday.
That's right, because we don't have cancellation insurance.
Why?
I just thought it was on the card, and it's not.
Have you called them?
Yeah, I spoke to them.
And they said no?
Yep.
So we could potentially throw $10,000 away?
This is nuts. The kids are sick, she's sick. She is just not taking in her realistic circumstances.
No, she's
She's got You know, she's so riveted to the, like, it's like somebody who drives with the road map.
He's enabling her as well, too.
He's enabling
I don't think
her.
he knows what to do.
He doesn't know what to do. I had hope for them because I thought, amongst other things, I thought they were smart. But not having cancellation insurance on a trip that you planned 6 weeks after the planned birth of your baby?
And again, it's like this simmering resentment. Oh, it's scary. It's like watching a scary movie.
But of course, Julie would never let something like illness get the better of her. So pack up the flock, they're leaving on a jet plane.
I'm feeling a little bit rough, but, you know, what do you do? What do I need when we're on the flight?
Great work, great teamwork.
Great teamwork, turn around.
And great listening.
And great listening. All right.
So now the kids have their boarding instructions, but what about Simon?
Other side. Man,
After most flights that Simon and I do together, I end up having to mention, you do that again to me, we get divorced. He is so high stress, and it stresses me out, it stresses everyone out. I'm sure even stresses the pilot out.
Do these two people like each other?
That is
a good question.
superlative question. I think they don't know each other well enough to know whether they like each
And
other
I think
or love each other.
he's a little afraid of her.
They're having a long-distance relationship in the same house. He doesn't live in the same world as she does with the kids.
She's not looking after herself. She sounds terrible.
She does.
So why is she going to do something?
Because she's flying to Nirvana.
Yeah.
She's flying to
Yeah,
this
the
magical
magical
place
kingdom.
where no one's sick and you sit around with your feet up and the kids are fabulously behaved and there's no lessons and no structure and it's going to be great.
There is an element in our culture which I despise, and that is the element that says, if you're making a living, if there's no blood on the floor, and if you will tell people you're happy, no one can ask questions about your life. The fact that they're content with this, the fact that, you know, all sorts of people are content with living by the list instead of paying attention to each other and to their kids, that doesn't make it right.
This is the airport. Guys, do you see the airport?
Julie and Simon make other parents look like schmoes. What exactly is their secret?
I can let things slide. The house is a mess.
Well, actually, the house is always a mess.
So yeah, we can't worry about those sorts of things.
Ha! Their house is a mess. Gotcha. Sort of.
Julie and Simon have a lot of work to do. In their favor, they're smart, they're well-intentioned, they use language well. The work they need to do is to become human beings instead of human doings.
Julie's uterus has done its tour of duty, but Simon thinks it can handle another trip to the front.
5 C-sections. Okay, just have to point that out.
You can still get pregnant
Yeah.
if you desire.
Yes, I don't really want to talk about it.
Okay.
We all know that in order to have a healthy relationship, you really have to first love yourself. I'm not sure that Julie really knows how to love herself. She's not eating, she's not sleeping, she's not taking care of her health. They're spending a lot of energy on taking care of their kids and making sure everything's good with them, but I don't know that they're doing anything nice for each other.
Is that right? 5 kids isn't hard for a couple of weeks. 5 kids isn't hard for a couple of months. 5 kids is hard for years and years and years.
He's going to have to take on more responsibility. Part of his being more engaged is to spend more time at home. And they've got to spend some time together as a family doing unstructured things. Drop a few lessons, maybe try to make an effort to have a big family meal once a week that Simon helps shop, cook, and eat with the rest of the family, and she eats at the same time. And then I think everyone will be happier.
We got hard work ahead of us as a team, and I'm feeling pretty good about us. And we got to keep going.
I'm glad to hear that.
I'm not ready to throw in the towel just yet.
Wait till after the airport.
Yeah, exactly. To be continued.